Well, it's still getting messier and messier in the It Ends With Us feud between co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
We also need to stop being so ADHD where we're only into stories at the very beginning of them and we never see them through. Like, we need to bring back true investigative reporting.
Blake Lively, once known as Hollywood's Golden Girl, has found herself in the midst of a tangled web of controversy and accusations that have rocked her seemingly untouchable reputation. The story unfolding between her and Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director from the ill-fated film It Ends With Us, is nothing short of a Hollywood thriller. The drama, which began behind the scenes, has spilled over into the public eye, with both parties airing grievances that have captivated fans and critics alike. But is there more to this story than meets the eye? Let's dive into what has become one of the most talked about feuds in recent Hollywood history.
You're not kidding when you say this is getting messier. The author of that book deleting her Instagram account, another who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, being harassed online.
Blake Lively has long been a symbol of effortless charm and grace, with a career that has spanned from the beloved Gossip Girl series to blockbuster films. But behind the scenes, some insiders whisper that her public image as a relatable yet glamorous star is carefully curated, perhaps too carefully. Lively's reputation for reinventing herself has been a hallmark of her career, but has her ambition crossed the line into manipulation? That's the question some are beginning to ask after reports emerged about her behavior during the production of It Ends With Us. The film, based on the best-selling Colleen Hoover novel, was supposed to be a triumphant moment for Lively. Instead, it has become the centerpiece of a scandal that threatens to overshadow her career. Allegations of misconduct, retaliation, and personal vendettas have turned what should have been a straightforward promotional tour into a legal and public relations nightmare. The crux of the drama, Lively's alleged advances toward Justin Baldoni and his subsequent rejection of her. According to sources close to the production, this was the match that lit the fuse on an explosive series of events. Rumors of tension between Lively and Baldoni first surfaced during the film's press tour. Fans noticed that the two stars were rarely seen together, and when they were, the chemistry seemed noticeably icy. At first, this was chalked up to creative differences, a phrase often used to gloss over behind-the-scenes conflicts. But as more details emerged, it became clear that the issues ran much deeper. Lively reportedly made advances toward Baldoni during filming, advances that were not reciprocated. This, some say, is what set the stage for the accusations and counter-accusations that have since erupted.
Creepy Baldoni. Getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue, awkward.
Insiders claim that Lively's behavior on set became increasingly erratic after Baldoni's rejection. She allegedly began to undermine his authority as the director, questioning his creative choices and even bringing her husband, Ryan Reynolds, to rewrite scenes. One particularly contentious moment reportedly occurred during the filming of a rooftop sequence. Baldoni had envisioned the scene as a heartfelt turning point in the story, but Lively insisted on multiple rewrites, allegedly using Reynolds' influence to push her changes through. While Lively publicly framed this as a collaborative effort, sources close to the production saw it as an attempt to wrest control away from Baldoni.
And one of the most significant allegations in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the editing process of the film. This is important.
The tension reached a boiling point during the film's promotional campaign. By this time, the relationship between Lively and Baldoni had soured to the point where they were no longer speaking directly to each other. Instead, communication was reportedly handled through intermediaries, creating a toxic atmosphere that affected the entire cast and crew. Lively began to position herself as the victim of a hostile work environment, while Baldoni maintained that he had done everything possible to accommodate her demands. The result was a standoff that left both parties feeling betrayed and embattled. As the drama unfolded, both sides began to gather their receipts, a term that has taken on new meaning in the age of social media and digital communication. Lively's legal team subpoenaed Baldoni's phone records, claiming they would reveal a coordinated effort to smear her reputation. Meanwhile, Baldoni's team released raw footage from the set, arguing that it disproved Lively's allegations of misconduct. The footage, which showed the two actors filming a slow dance scene, became a Rorschach test for fans and observers. Depending on whom you believed, it either validated Lively's claims of inappropriate behavior or demonstrated her willingness to twist the narrative to her advantage.
Creepy Baldoni. Getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue, awkward.
One of the most damning accusations against Lively is that she orchestrated a campaign to destroy Baldoni's career after he rejected her. According to court documents filed by Baldoni's legal team, Lively and her associates allegedly worked behind the scenes to plant negative stories about him in the press. These stories painted Baldoni as a controlling and manipulative figure, someone who created a toxic work environment to exert power over his co-stars. Baldoni's team countered that these narratives were part of a deliberate strategy to deflect attention from Lively's own questionable behavior on set.
Literally, I'm just asking the question, like, how are women allowed to do this, to take something and to make it sound like you survived a because that's what it sounded like to the public.
Perhaps the most shocking revelation came in the form of leaked text messages and emails between members of Baldoni's team. These communications, which were intended to remain private, revealed a strategy to counteract Lively's allegations by focusing on her past conflicts with other co-stars, including Leighton Meester and Anna Kendrick. While Baldoni's representatives argued that these messages were taken out of context, they raised troubling questions about the lengths to which both sides were willing to go to protect their reputations. The legal battle between Lively and Baldoni has only escalated with time. Lively filed a lawsuit accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment and retaliation, while Baldoni launched a countersuit alleging defamation and extortion. The two lawsuits have become a battleground for competing narratives, with each side presenting evidence to support their claims. Lively's team has pointed to specific incidents on set, such as Baldoni's alleged tendency to improvise physical interactions without prior consent. Baldoni's team, in turn, has highlighted what they describe as Lively's manipulative tactics and her efforts to control the narrative through the media.
Now you have two sides here, right? So Baldoni says this was all an effort to hijack the film to get her way. Lively claims she was the victim of harassment in a hostile work environment.
But what are the true motivations behind this feud? Some speculate that Lively's actions were driven by professional jealousy. Baldoni, who not only starred in, but also directed and produced it, Ends With Us, held a level of creative control that Lively may have found threatening. By positioning herself as a victim, she could shift the focus away from her own shortcomings and onto Baldoni's alleged misconduct. Others believe that the feud was personal, a clash of egos that spiraled out of control when neither party was willing to back down. As the battle rages on, the fallout has been devastating for both sides. For Lively, the accusations have cast a shadow over her carefully cultivated image as a relatable and empowered woman. For Baldoni, the allegations have jeopardized his career and tarnished his reputation as a champion of positive masculinity. The question now is whether either party can emerge from this ordeal unscathed, or if their mutual destruction is inevitable.
Justin won't be bullied by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So his lawyer told us that their recent court filings show how scared.
The drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is far from over, and the stakes couldn't be higher. With court dates looming and new revelations emerging almost daily, the story continues to evolve in ways that are both shocking and deeply unsettling. And while the legal system will ultimately decide the outcome, the court of public opinion is already weighing in, with fans and critics taking sides in a battle that has no clear winner. As we transition to the broader impact of this scandal, it's worth considering how the events surrounding it Ends With Us have already begun to reshape the careers and personal lives of those involved. What does this mean for Lively's future in Hollywood? And how will it affect her marriage to Ryan Reynolds? And for Baldoni, is there any path to redemption? Or has this controversy irreparably damaged his standing in the industry? These questions linger as we move into the next chapter of this unfolding saga.
Now, I will say, it is also interesting that the defendants in this answer also admit that they sent text messages. I mean, when Lively produced copies of these text messages that she got through a subpoena, there's really nowhere else to go on that. You got to admit that you sent these, but it doesn't mean that Baldoni and the other defendants will agree to the context or the characterization that was laid out by Blake Lively. For instance,
the fallout from Blake Lively's feud with Justin Baldoni hasn't just dominated headlines. It sent shockwaves through Hollywood, threatening to dismantle not only her career, but also her personal life. What started as a behind-the-scenes clash on the set of It Ends With Us has spiraled into something much bigger, with repercussions that extend far beyond the courtroom. Careers are teetering on the edge, accusations are flying, and whispers of marital discord are growing louder by the day. Could this be the beginning of the end for Blake Lively's fairy tale image and her seemingly picture-perfect marriage to Ryan Reynolds? Let's start with Blake's career, which, let's be honest, has always seemed untouchable. From her days as Serena van der Woodsen to her reign as one of Hollywood's most sought-after leading ladies, Lively has been a master of reinvention. But now, it seems like the cracks in her carefully polished image are beginning to show. Industry insiders have hinted that the controversy surrounding It Ends With Us has made her a risky choice for future projects. For a star who has always been synonymous with glamour and charm, this kind of reputational damage is no small matter. Some producers are reportedly hesitant to work with her, fearing that the drama she brings off screen could overshadow the work itself.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are seeking to dismiss Justin Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit against them.
And it's not just about her professional relationships. Public opinion has always been a key factor in Lively's success, and the court of public opinion is starting to shift. Fans who once adored her are now questioning her motives, with some accusing her of using her platform to manipulate narratives and drum up sympathy. The leaked footage from the set, which Baldoni's team claims exonerates him, has only added fuel to the fire. Whether or not the footage proves anything definitively, it has certainly muddied the waters, making it harder for Lively to maintain the moral high ground she's tried to claim. But here's where things get even messier. The rumors about her marriage to Ryan Reynolds. For years, Blake and Ryan have been the couple everyone envies. Beautiful, successful, and seemingly head over heels for each other. Their playful banter on social media made them feel relatable, even as they lived a life of luxury most people could only dream of. But now, whispers of tension between the two are becoming impossible to ignore. Some sources have even suggested that the stress of the lawsuit and the negative publicity surrounding it ends with us have put a strain on their relationship.
We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
There's one rumor in particular that has everyone talking. According to insiders, Ryan was less than thrilled about Blake's decision to bring him into the drama with Baldoni. The fact that he attended that infamous meeting on set, where Blake reportedly confronted Baldoni about his behavior, has been a sticking point. Some claim that Ryan felt pressured to take sides in a situation he wasn't directly involved in, and that this has caused friction between the couple. Others have gone so far as to suggest that Ryan's decision to stay out of the public eye in recent months is a direct result of his discomfort with how the situation has been handled. And then there's the issue of Ryan's career. While he's still one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood, some observers believe that the controversy surrounding Blake has cast a shadow over his professional life as well. His name has been dragged into Baldoni's lawsuit, which accuses him of being complicit in a campaign to ruin Baldoni's reputation. Whether or not these accusations hold any weight, they're certainly not the kind of headlines Ryan wants to see as he prepares for the release of the next installment in the Deadpool franchise. And let's not forget the rumors that the character of Nice Pool, introduced in Deadpool and Wolverine, was a not-so-subtle jab at Baldoni. If that's true, it could complicate things even further for Ryan, both legally and professionally.
Impossible. She's already been named, not as a defendant or as a plaintiff, but rather just named in the evidence of Justin Baldoni showing the picture of how things were.
But let's not lose sight of the bigger picture here. This isn't just about careers or lawsuits. It's about the impact this drama is having on Blake and Ryan's family life. The couple, who share 4 children, have always presented themselves as doting parents who prioritize family above all else. But with so much turmoil surrounding them, one has to wonder how they're managing to shield their kids from the chaos. Some reports suggest that Blake has taken a step back from a spotlight in recent months to focus on her family, but others claim that the pressures of the legal battle have made it difficult for her to be fully present at home. And what about Justin Baldoni? While much of the focus has been on Blake, it's worth noting that the scandal hasn't exactly been a walk in the park for him either. Baldoni, who has built a career on his reputation as a thoughtful and empathetic filmmaker, now finds himself painted as a villain in a narrative he claims is completely false. The lawsuits and negative press have taken a toll on his career, with at least 3 projects reportedly falling through as a result of the controversy. For someone who has always prided himself on his integrity, this must feel like a devastating blow.
For most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism, of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though?
But here's the thing. Baldoni isn't going down without a fight. His decision to release raw footage from the set, while controversial, shows just how far he's willing to go to defend himself. And then there's his lawsuit against Blake and Ryan, which seeks a staggering $400 million in damages. Whether or not he has a strong case, the sheer size of the lawsuit sends a clear message. Baldoni is determined to clear his name, no matter what it takes. So, where does this leave us? On one hand, you have Blake Lively, a woman who has built her entire career on the idea of being relatable and aspirational, now facing accusations that could destroy that image forever. On the other hand, you have Justin Baldoni, a man who has always positioned himself as a champion of fairness and equality, now fighting to prove that he's not the villain Blake has made him out to be. And in the middle of it all, you have Ryan Reynolds, caught in a storm he may not have seen coming, trying to navigate the fallout while protecting his own career and family.
We just broke a shocking story. There is a rift, and I think that is an understatement of a word, a rift.
The story of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni isn't just a Hollywood feud. It's a cautionary tale about what happens when ambition, ego, and personal grievances collide. It's a reminder that even the most carefully curated public images can crumble under the weight of scandal, and that no one, no matter how beloved, is immune to the court of public opinion. As the drama between Blake, Lively, and Justin Baldoni continues to unfold, it's clear that this Hollywood feud is far from over. The accusations and counter-accusations have left both parties' reputations hanging in the balance, with careers and personal lives at stake. But what do you think? Is Blake Lively's ambition clouding her judgment, or is Justin Baldoni the true villain in this story? And how will the scandal impact Ryan Reynolds and their family? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and updates on this unfolding saga. Until next time, stay tuned.